Hello guys, let us start with the chapter index numbers. Now let us first understand what exactly is the meaning of the word index number. Generally, index number is called as economic barometer of the country. As it measures variations in price, quantity, or value of commodity over a period of time. Over a period of time. Now, suppose there are some commodities like the vehicles or like the real estate or maybe the vegetables and the fruits that we purchase on daily basis. The prices of these commodities are not fixed. The prices keep on fluctuating up and down, up and down. So when the prices are fluctuating, there has to be some measure to understand and to find out at what ratio the prices of these commodities are changing. So if I want to find out that ratio or the percentage with respect to which the prices are changing, so that can be obtained only with the help of a statistical tool which we call it as index number. So we say over here it is a statistical tool to measure variations in prices or quantity of commodities for a given period of time. Initially, index number was developed to measure variations in prices of commodities, but with increase in its applications over a period of time, they are now used in stock market analysis, understanding cost of living of a person. It also helps us to find out changes in import and export of a country. So these are some basic uses that we apply for index numbers. Now let us understand what is the definition of index numbers. It is very simple. It is a special kind of average that measures variation in prices, quantity, or value of a commodity for a given time period for a given time period with respect to some other period of time. Other period of time. So guys, the next thing that you have is the features of the index numbers. There are some very simple features of index numbers that we need to learn and remember, because this can be a question that you may be asked as a long question. So the features, I'll give it to you. You can also write it along with me, all of you guys. Point number one is that index number are special kind of average which can also be expressed as a percentage. Number two, it measures net changes in one or more variables related to each other. Obviously, the variables have to be related to each other. Like for example, price and demand of a certain commodity, they both are related to each other. So when I want to measure the variations in the price and demand of a commodity, I can take help of this particular statistical method. Over a period of time, or between two different time periods, or two different areas. Point number three, if index number is computed using a single variable, then it is called univariate index, because uni means one, variate means variable. So univariate means single variable, So it is single variable index if it is constructed or computed, as you say is okay, constructed from a group of variables. It is called composite index. Point number 4, there is an important terminology used in the index number called as the base year or base period, whatever you say, both are acceptable. It is the period with respect to which index number is being calculated, or I can also say it is period with respect to which the comparison is being done. Now when we are solving the numericals, we require some notation for the base period. So we can write over here, generally index number is denoted with suffix 0. It is not called as O, it is called as suffix 0. Point number 5. Current year or the current period, both the terms are acceptable. Current year is the period for which the index number is being constructed. And when you are writing the numericals or solving the numericals, we say that generally current period is denoted with suffix 1. Sorry, there's a small change over here. Generally base period is denoted with suffix 0 and the current period is denoted with suffix 1. Now point number 6, a very important point. Because we always represent the index number or we consider the index numbers as the percentages, we assume that index number for base year is 100 and accordingly the index number for the current year is constructed. And the point number 7, as I told you already before also, but it is a very important feature of the index number. So we are writing it once again. So all of you please take it down along with me. Index number is called economic barometer, since it measures variations in trends and changes in the economy. Now see, the next point that we have is based on the types of index numbers. The main types of index numbers that we have is, the first one is the price index number. It is used to measure variations in prices of commodities over a period of time. And under price index number, we have something called as wholesale price index number and retail price index number. The name itself is very clear that when you want to buy from the wholesale market, then the prices of the commodities in the wholesale market are completely different from those of the commodities which you are going to buy from the retail market. For a simple example, if you want to purchase only a single textbook or a notebook for yourself, you go to any particular shop nearby your place and you tell them ki sir, I want a textbook or a notebook. Let us say the cost of the book is 45 rupees. So you pay them complete 45 rupees and you get that book. Whereas suppose if you want to buy a whole lot of books, suppose if you want to buy 2 dozen or 3 dozen of books, you will never go to the shop which is selling the goods at the retail prices. You will always go to that particular shop who is going to sell the same goods at a slightly lower price. Maybe the 45 rupees book can be also obtained or can be purchased from the wholesale market probably for 38 or 39 rupees per book, and if you are buying it in quantity of 2 dozen or 3 dozens, you will get a definitely good difference of the prices. Therefore, there are two different price index numbers, wholesale price index number and the retail price index number. The second one that you have is quantity index number. It is used to measure variations in quantity of goods produced or purchased or sold or consumed over a period of time. Under quantity index number, we have got something called as agricultural output index number and industrial output index number. The name itself is again quite clear. Agricultural output index number is used for those commodities which we purchase from the farmers or maybe from the vegetable market, or maybe you can also think about the pulses, rice, wheat, jowar. They are all grown and produced in the by the agricultural workers or the farmers, as you say. So the quantity that they are producing, we should have an idea. Now when we say that we should have an idea, so it is not for us, it is actually in work for the government. The government should know how much quantity the farmers or the workers are producing in our country, so that if suppose they are producing in excess, it can be definitely sold in the foreign markets in order to get the foreign revenue. Whereas if suppose there are some commodities, if they are produced at a lower level in our country, so the government can import from some other countries for us, so that we don't have a shortage of those particular commodities whenever we need that. So it is based on the agricultural output. The same thing is also applicable for the industrial output index number. Now there are lots of industries in our country and they are producing quite a variety of products. So it is not like that they are producing only for us or they are producing only for the people of our country. They also produce the commodities, they are sold in the foreign markets. So those industrialists, they should know how much commodity of that particular product is required in our country, and if they are producing extra, definitely they can also sell it in the foreign market so that they can get the foreign revenue, they can increase the revenue of their companies. So whatever the products are produced in the industries, for them they are having industrial output index number. For those commodities which are produced by the agricultural or the farmers, their products are worked under the agricultural output index numbers. The third one that you have is the value index number, and we say that the value of a commodity is calculated using value is always price into quantity. The value index number measures changes in value of the variable in terms of the rupees, and it is more informative since it combines both price and the quantity of the commodity. The fourth one that we have is the special purpose index number, and we say that it is constructed for some special or a specific reason, or I can say specific purpose, like import export index number, share price index number, etc. So in the next class, guys, next part, we will be studying about the methods of calculating the index numbers, some important numericals, and lots of examples of various kinds of index numbers that you have to study. In your exams, the numericals are asked for good number of marks, probably 4 marks का numericals आपको आता है आपके board exam में. So if you are thorough with the numericals, it would be really very helpful for you. So we'll be studying all the types of numericals in our next part.